Hello and welcome to this quick presentation describing why the MRT, Maintenance Reliability Transformation process, will work when many of the other strategies won't work. For many years, people have been trying to improve reliability. They're not happy about the breakdowns they're experiencing. They're not happy about the performance of the equipment, the uptime, the costs, and so on. And so there's been a very strong business case to do something about it, and there are lots of companies out there providing consulting services and training and conferences and books and all kinds of things. The unfortunate fact is, and I've been involved with this field one way or another since about 1984. It's a long time ago. And over all those years, attending and speaking at lots of conferences and being involved with lots of companies in different ways all over the world, there's lots and lots of cases where companies will try something and not have any success, and the whole program fails, and then there's some more failures and they try to get something started again. Lots of these programs have failed, and failure may just simply be that they're doing some things well and other things not so well, and they're really not reaping the full rewards. Or it might be that someone in management said, right, we've spent enough on this, we've had enough, we're not doing it anymore. It might be that a program got started, but the person in the company really pushing it and driving it left, and everything sort of fizzles. People can just be disheartened by the process. It's not easy, it's not easy. And from my perspective, the challenge has been that people like myself have over the years talked about all the important things you should be doing, all the elements. Oh, you need to do condition monitoring and planning and scheduling and this and that and all the rest of it. And people must go home after the little training courses or workshops or conferences and so on and think, right, but what do I do now? No one had really sort of spelt it out and said, well, do this first, then do that, then do that, then do that. Rather than feeling just intimidated and overwhelmed by all the things that must be done, you really just want it, well, I think, spelled out. And you got these little goals, and you can feel a great sense of achievement when you complete each one of those little steps, and slowly things will get better. Rather than thinking, oh my goodness, on these conferences and in the books and so on, they talk about so many things. There's so many things we must address, and there's not enough time. And meanwhile, equipment's failing. The production and operations people are unhappy. And it's just this vicious spiral. So the common problems I've mentioned, there are companies out there that will identify all the things you need to do, and then you think, yeah, but how do I do all of those things? Who's going to do them? What is it I have to do to be successful in each of those areas? And therefore people fail. Then there are companies that will specialise in reliability-centred maintenance or root cause analysis or work management or spares management or condition-based maintenance and condition monitoring and other areas. And they'll say, well, if you just focus in this area, invest in this area, you'll have success. It'll make an improvement. But all of these things have to work together. You can't have successful work management without good spares management. You can't have good work management without good condition monitoring. Condition monitoring programs don't work unless there's good work management. You can just do RCM and you end up with this report of all the things you should be doing, but you're not organised to do them. The culture's all wrong. Anyway, I could go on and on. It's just not the answer, in my humble opinion, to focus on just one. It doesn't help to be told you must do all of these things, and then you're left wondering, well, what do I do first? How do I bite it? How do I get through this process? some people, which is related to the previous topic, will say, okay, I understand there's all these things we must do, so I'm going to just focus in this area for now and get that to a really high level, and then I can do the next thing and the next thing. But as I've just mentioned, all of these things are related. They all need each other to work. So if you focus in one area and invest in it, get some specialists in to help you, well, unfortunately, I've seen that fail many times. And in a lot of cases, people don't actually deal with the root causes of the failure. You have to understand what they are, which doesn't mean you just focus on root cause analysis. It's one thing to seek to identify the root cause. It's another thing to actually find it and go all the way through the process to find it. And it's a whole other thing to actually eliminate the root cause and make sure that you've successfully done it and that those improvements have been sustained. It takes cultural changes and changes in the way we do our work and so on. So what is different about the maintenance reliability transformation process? We do provide the steps. We haven't just said, oh, there's all these areas you must address. We're really saying, do this. And this is what the goal is. This is how you do it. We're providing videos on every one of these. I mean, we've broken it down to 78. Now, some people might say, oh my goodness, 78. I mean, each one of those 78 usually involves multiple things. This isn't a simple process. We can't just go out and buy some fancy new instrument and all of our problems are going to go away. I mean, people have tried that for many years and the programs have failed. So we've said, okay, do this, then this, then this, then this. Follow this process and you'll make progress and you'll see fewer and fewer and fewer failures, better performance results, lower costs and so on. The other thing is that rather than dividing those 78 and saying, first we're going to address spares management, then work management, then this, then that, we're dealing with all of the issues we have to, just bit by bit. So we're going to make incremental improvements with work management, spares management, condition monitoring, our maintenance plans and so on. It's all stepped out in the right order so that everything you go to do you are ready to do. But it means that our expertise, our proficiency, our success in all of those areas slowly builds. You can't click your finger and sort of have tremendous work management overnight, or planning and scheduling. But you can slowly make improvements, and each one of those improvements is building towards something, and you will see progress along the way. We're not trying with MRT to take you from zero to hero. We're not going from absolute chaos where there's just constant failures and all the expenses and going for perfection in all of those areas. We're just narrowing our focus and saying, if we could only get some breathing space where we're just not having these failures, it's not expensive, we don't have injuries, we don't have people coming in at night because something else is broken, we can achieve our production targets. But again, there's gold standard results, there's the results at the end of MRT. It's a much better place to work, and from that position you've proven yourself. You can seek additional funding and achieve even better goals by switching to ART at that process. The other thing about this is we provide you with some tools. We've got some little spreadsheets and so on, really professionally done, I think, to help you with criticality and bad actor lists and monitoring your way through this whole process. We've got other videos that describe them a little bit. Not only do we provide the training on the 12 steps and the 78 recommended practices, there's lots of background training so that everything we suggest you do makes sense, so that you understand them. I think there's 35 hours altogether of all the training, but you can start by understanding the fundamentals and then you're ready to take on each of the steps and recommended practices. The product comes in 3 flavours. But the team version helps you, assuming you're the maintenance manager or the person who's trying to lead this process, but you can involve others, which is so important. You know, if you just learn this and start saying, you do this now, you do that now, I want you to change that, you're now in this role, you're now in that role, you could get some pushback. You're going to get people saying, well, we haven't done this before, why are we doing it some new way? You know, what do you mean we're going to take these vibration readings? What do you mean we're going to plan and schedule? Well, with the team version of MRT, everyone can learn what all this means, what all the terms mean, what the jargon is, the philosophy behind it, the individual technologies and techniques and so on. You can decide who learns what and how quickly and to what depth. We could provide lots and lots of training in different formats that goes well beyond the 35 hours, because you know, you can have maintenance technicians learn this and engineers learn that and production people learn this. The point is that everyone will be on the same page, understanding the process, understanding why these sorts of changes are necessary, and you'll have success. With the team and solo version, but particularly with the team, you have access to this training for a long time. You know, it's no point, although we let you do it, we offer it as a product, you can learn it quickly and then use our book to, you know, guide you through the rest of the process. But it is highly recommended that with the team and solo versions that you have access to the training. So while you are taking on each of those 78 recommended practices, you can go back and, you know, look at the videos associated with the recommended practice, look at the videos that explain the background to it and everything else. Just have it there while you're going along. You can buy it for 1 year or for 2 years and longer. And the beauty of all of this, because we have laid it out in these 78 steps or recommended practices, because we give you a tool to record your progress and assign tasks to people and all of that, you will really feel a sense of progress. Each time you get to say, okay, we've improved in this area or we've achieved our goals in this area, yeah, it's a good feeling. You've made progress. You should be proud of that progress. Otherwise, with, you know, just generally trying to improve reliability, it's just sort of slow progress you make without really any measurement of the progress that you're making. So, point is, you will be successful. It is guided, it's there to help you along the way. You don't just learn a little bit over a few days of training and then you're on your own and you have to sort of figure it out for yourself. You will be successful with this process. So thanks for watching this video. I hope you feel more comfortable with what the MRT process is and how it will make you successful, where perhaps other processes will not.